Garrity, what's the
You're gonna duke me off the tape when you
significance
get
of this
that?
reunion today?
Well, it's just, experiences.
What are you hoping to share, Mr. Salisbury?
Well, answer any of the questions that I can.
I guess there are a lot of people left who shared your kind of experiences.
The only one I know is Glenn Osborne, or Glenn Salisbury. When I was both boys on the Erie Canal. After I wrote that book, Glenn got a hold of it, and he got contacted, and I hadn't seen him since we were 11 years old.
What was life like back then? What are your recollections of the early times?
Well, easy going. You had the fuel, you had the drivers, you had the families around the boat. You had the tow pass and the change, which is mostly it was only moved about, the road boats only moved about 2 miles an hour and 2 1/4. With light empty boats going back to Buffalo, we made about 2.5 miles an hour. It took you about 8 days to come from Tonawanda to Albany, loaded boats, 2 loaded boats, and about 6 days to go back with empty boats.
Was it a good way of life, or was it hard work?
No, it was easy work. Easy way of life for me. Nobody had to work hard and spend a lot of time doing nothing, just looking at the countryside. But had chores to take care of. My mother and father was on the boat. She was on the boat with 7 children. Of course, after my brother and I had one brother over at me, we'd sweep the front boat, and the other 4 children, my mother and father, from the family boat. And we ate there. We used to have, they had 2 settings at the table, but there wasn't much room in the cabin. And you had stools. You didn't have any chairs. You shoved the stools up at the table when you needed to sit down to eat. Maybe if you had a baby on the canal boat, you had a rocking chair on the cabin. Otherwise, you just had a black iron cook stove, a table something like this, and 4 stools to sit on. Maybe you didn't say 1 rocking chair. And in the after end of the boat, you had the sleeping quarters. It all seemed kind of, well, see to me, that they called the sleeping quarters stateroom instead of the bunk room. Ordinarily, there was 2 bunks in the bunk room, which could sleep 2 people. The family was on the canal with 6 or 7 children. My father built 2 more bunks. He could sleep 8 people in the stateroom. And I can remember here in Syracuse, I had an aunt live there. Her name was Margaret Fink. And one of my brothers, he had born with a hernia. And my mother thought it was time that it was taken care of. So on the way down the canal, the boat was going as far as pretty near the road. My mother, let's get off of here. And she took the young baby to the hospital. They had him operated on for the hernia. And when the boats come back through, we all got on the boats again, presumably, way up and down the canal.
How did things then change? Once you became an adult, the canal system changed?
Well, it just changed from hay burners to coal burners, and then the oil burners. Just the way of life, and all that. It didn't come sudden, it just come gradual. You knew it was coming.
And then what type of work did you do as an adult?
Well, as an adult, I first started in looking at a barge canal as a tug fireman. Later on, I got a license and became a tug engineer. And then in the Depression, I lost my job for a few years and worked at different jobs. In 1943, I went to work as a tug engineer for the Great Lakes Loan Company in Buffalo Harbor. And I worked for them for 27 years. Until I retired in 1970. I think I was 68 years old.
Is the memory being kept alive, would you say, of the canal system? Are you satisfied with what's left? Is there enough left for people to really understand.
Well, no, many people don't know anything about this canal. They think it's just the same old Erie Canal. It's not. The Erie Canal was all man-made channels. The large canal, they canalized all the rivers of the state. And it's a different way of life because then you use tugs and steam canal boats and so on.
Is there enough left, as you say? Or
Well, there is with me because, you know, I wrote that book of mine, and really keep going back to canal, and people calling me up and asking me questions about the canal, things like that. But as far as the barge canal, well, there's no commercial traffic on it about line. It's a recreation street now instead of a place to haul freight back and forth.
what would you like people to remember or know about that kind of life, the way things were?
Well, they should know how the New York State developed from the wilderness to what it is today. There's a lot of history about all the use of the Mohawk River, Wood Creek, and Oneida Lake, and Oswego River, all natural streams that they used to haul freight back and forth from Schenectady to Oswego, and then it went in sailing vessels that went up the lake to Niagara Falls or Lewiston, where it had to be then transported above the falls, all manpower. And it went on up to Lake Erie. And it was something that gradually developed over the years from 1790 to what we have today.
So New York basically developed around the system.
Yep.
Is what